Hello,
You know,
hello.
Fernando,
How's this beautiful family?
good morning.
Good morning. It is Fun Friday, and Jared said Focus Friday. It is Fun Friday in the words of Sean. Both sound great to me. So hello, Fun Friday. Welcome everyone. I'm feeling silly, happy, jovial. Present to so much gratitude to be involved. Like, what's happening out there? I hear a voice in the back. But is there any, newcomers? Is this someone's first huddle? We'd love to hear your voice. Simply maybe say hello and your name. Is there any newcomers on the call?
I've been on one call before, but my volume wasn't working. This is Erica Rose-Siegel from New York.
It was Erica Rose-Siegel?
Yeah, Erica Rose-Siegel, yeah.
Hey, Erica, what's up?
Hi.
It's Friday. Is there anything that's on your mind? Are you going to work? Have you had any funny moments happen recently?
Well, I wasn't at the, I'm not on my way to work. I'm actually already working. And I'm a realtor as well. And I did not go to the event last weekend. I do know someone who was there, and
nice.
The biggest takeaway she got from it was that even if we have 20/20 vision, that doesn't mean that we can see all the opportunities right in front of us. And I thought that was pretty insightful because I have, I guess, maybe close to 20/20 vision with glasses. And there are so many opportunities that are disguised as challenges and difficulties and obstacles. And depending on how long we spend in that upset, which sometimes could be a long time, is how much less of a life we're living versus kind of surviving where we get the chance to thrive if we're seeing everything as an opportunity.
Oh my goodness. Erica, if you were there this weekend, you would have 1,800 people cheering and clapping. That is beautiful. 20/20 vision, being unblinded. Thank you for listening to your lovely friend who joined us, for being on your second huddle, and most importantly, for stepping into the power of the microphone. So pause. It's 8:31. Sean, are you here with us?
Not yet, Fernando.
Awesome. Thanks, Tiff. So let's jump right back in. I love these voices, and I want to throw it back. Welcome everyone to your Unblinded Sales Mastery Morning Huddle. It's every single morning, 8:30 to 9 Eastern. And today's Fun Friday. So is there any other newcomer or someone who's not shared their voice yet who would like to say hello and their name and maybe share a funny memory? Go.
Hey guys, Mark Siegel. Not a funny memory, but something cool. Visiting freezing Long Island. Don't know how you guys do this. It's 18 degrees here. I prefer 81. But one of our fellow friends and brothers and people, Mario, will be jumping in a tournament tomorrow. If you guys want to watch some of your fam getting Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu style going on, having fun with everybody. And great to see and seeing Tia and Craig and all the people out here in Long Island.
Yeah, shout out to Mark hopping on a plane. Sean, welcome.
Yeah, go ahead, Fernando, finish up. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Mark, you're an absolute animal, man. Mark was the Saturday of the event, until that day couldn't make it, had wonderful things happening in his business, his life, and his legacy. And he's like, Fernando, can I still come? To which I replied, please don't insult me like that. And he got on a plane and flew and joined us. And I'm so happy to hear your voice here. Sean, take it away.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely amazing. Hey, happy Fun Friday. Hope everybody's doing amazingly well. My apologies for not being on yesterday, but thank you everybody for jumping in. I heard it was an outstanding huddle. So as we hit Fun Friday, we are just about a week post the Unblinded Sales Mastery Immersion. I guess the question I have for you is, how's it going? How are we doing with our ecosystem merging, our expansion of stage and microphone? How are we doing with our self-mastery in light of things that come up and challenges that happen, and keeping our action moving forward, finding our way through? being in the space of our influence, increasing our integrity-based skill sets, learning how to effectively build rapport, how to understand pain and yes strategy, agreement formation, unique identity, moving into smaller QVC and the elements, the four energies, like how you doing out there and all that. And one of the, the key distinctions is to keep ourselves moving forward in our levels of mastery. And the idea of the morning huddles, again, is certainly that grounding each day, because we all deal with stuff, right? Like, what kind of stuff are you dealing with? What are the challenges that are out there? We all have challenges that we're facing on a daily basis. And, post-event for you, what's that been like? For me, there's been all kinds of interesting things going on. And sometimes as you're accelerating, it has a very interesting dynamic and a pull of other dynamics arising. So this has been a wildly interesting and one of the more challenging weeks I've had in an incredibly long time. And so it's been a wild time post-event to feel that happening. And we're in that space of things occurring, as I'm sure happens for you. Like, how does that affect your self-mastery? What are the things that come up most for you? What are your deepest fears? What are your deepest distractions? What are your deepest challenges of you just dealing with you? What can somebody say that truly impacts you, affects you, gets you out of your zone action? What can you say to yourself that takes you out of your zone action? And realizing at the end of the day, and this is just the absolute reality, it's all just a story, right? It's all just a story that we tell ourselves, and we all have different realities. And this relates not only to how we relate to ourselves, a singular other person, but how we convey and communicate in all ways. So for example, when I say the word personal development, it means something to me. It means something different to you. It means something different to every single human being. We say the word coaching, we say the word relationship, we say the word friendship, we say the word love, we say the word wrong, we say the word right, we say the word agreement. Like, each of these words carries energy, it carries definition, it carries something for you that's similar to, potentially a little different, or extraordinary amount different than communicating with somebody else. So one of our key, most important dynamics is to realize the power of translation, the power of agreeing on language. So when we're communicating with folks, the more we're resonating in language and agreeing around language, obviously, the more effective we can be in our communication. The less that happens, the more apart we can be in our language and agreement formation. So we talk about the word fun, it being Fun Friday. That can mean wildly different things for people. So as we hit this, Fernando, are you live and out there?
Yes, Sean, I'm live and out here.
Yeah. So, and other folks jump in on this. Like, I say the word fun. What does that mean to you? Like, fun, like, define it, not one word, like, define fun. Fun for Fernando equals, not a thing you do. Like, how do you define fun?
How do I define fun? The way I define fun is presence. It's like the ability to be totally present and jovial and smiling with people around you. And narrowed even down, now that I'm like in my mind about it, would be creating memories. Creating memories is the funnest thing in the world to me. And when I think of the best memories in my life, with my family, with my loved ones, with special, people in my life, they're always fun memories. So that's how I would define fun.
Yeah. So
can I
in your
just
mind,
tell you about an amazingly fun thing that happened to me after the weekend?
Yeah, who's this?
This is Daniel Lubiner, the art teacher.
Yeah, Daniel. Hey, yep. Daniel, stay with me for 1 second. I want to hear this. 1 second. So, Fernando,
Sure.
you said in my mind. That's how you define fun. Now, let's watch this. What happens if you're not in your mind and you're in your heart? So you're in your heart, and feel how you define fun from your heart. So from your heart, what is from your heart?
From my heart.
Not your mind. Like, every time you go to your mind, like, change it. In your heart, how do you define fun?
And thank you for that. The process of going from my mind to
Do
my
you
heart.
hear the difference in Fernando? Like there's a completely different way that you're communicating right now.
Yes.
Like from your heart. Yeah, you heard that. Yeah. Like, how do you define fun from your heart?
It feels like I'm swimming underwater with my entire body in like just a beautiful sensation and a gratitude, you know, for this moment and for everything that's happening and the world around
Stay in
me.
your heart. Stay in your heart. Don't go to head. Stay in your heart for fun. From your heart, I say fun. From your head, I say fun. You say one word. In your head, I say fun. One word. You say
Memories.
in your heart, I say fun. You say
Ecstatic.
right. So first, when we're communicating with other human beings, right, and ourselves, being in our heart is a much more powerful place to be in terms of just our feeling state, our resonance overall. Like, did you feel that, Fernanda? Which space did you feel like you were resonating more with yourself and everybody else? Defining it from your head or your heart?
100% my heart. 100%.
Yeah. So beautiful access point for you, Fernando,
Thank
is
you.
to make sure you're checking in on am I in the space of my heart or am I in the space of my head? Right. And it's not perfect. It's not easy, but right, like because you're so desirous of being supporting people, of figuring stuff out. Like you're in your head, you're in your head, you're in your head, you're in your head a lot. Right. Your energy's super high. It's awesome. And then when you're thinking, like when you're confronting new distinctions, it seems like sliding into your head a bit. Do you feel that?
I do. And being present to that right now, that awareness is a huge access. That's exponential.
Yeah. And what do you think that does if I slide into my head or you slide into your head or anybody slides into their head? Does it increase or decrease rapport, you think?
Dramatically decreases.
Right. Absolutely. All right. Awesome. So point one for Fun Friday is we're in the space of fun. We're in the space of even acceleration, breakthrough. It's always, as much as we possibly can be, in space of heart, in space of feeling. As we slide into our head, it decreases our resonance, our rapport, even with ourselves. So Daniel, what's up, brother? Post event, what's happening? Daniel, do we have you?
And that is, I'm a teacher, right? So I take your stuff and I go into the school and I have kindergarten kids, right? One of the first kids I see, they come in and they're all blind and visually impaired. And I go around the room asking each one of them, what do you want to do? If there was no restrictions, don't think about your blindness. Put that aside for a second. No restrictions. If you could do anything that you wanted to do, what would it be? And I got answers like race car driver. I got answers like, I want to own a supermarket. Anyway, you're just going to have to put up with the parrot in the background. I'm sorry about that. That's
Yeah,
my
it's okay,
crazy
Daniel.
parrot.
Yeah, brother. You know what, Daniel? Crazy parrots are fun. So like crazy parrots are fun. So good.
Great. Yeah, this is my fun, crazy parrot.
So you got race car driver, you have own a supermarket. And how did you think when
Anyway,
those
sweet
kids,
little girl wants to own a supermarket, but she's like, this kid is like 6 years old, and she's completely blind, and she's like, but I can't own a supermarket. I'm like, yes, you can. Indeed, you can. There's no reason why you can't open a supermarket, and no reason why you can't race cars. No reason why you can't, because the technology today, it's like growing exponentially, and you guys can do anything that you want to. And I had them screaming, yes, I can. So I said, no, you can't do that. I'm going to pretend I'm going to be the naysayer. I'm going to be the person who says, no, you can't do that because you're blind. Come on, you want to be a race car driver? Come on, you want to own a supermarket? Come on, get real here. I'm going to say, no, you can't do that. And they're like, yes, I can. Yes, I can. It was just such a beautiful moment. And I did that with middle school kids. I did it with high school kids. And I plan to do it with 90 more kids that I see per week.
Daniel, you have
Just
no
wanted
idea.
to tell you
Yeah.
and your message grows exponentially. It doesn't just, you know, stop with the people here. You know?
Thank you, Daniel. And you have no idea. Listen,
Anyway.
we're all very human, right? And I am as human as they come, right? And so you have no idea how deeply you just touched my heart, how much I needed that, because we're always transparent and real here. And this has been a very, very challenging week. And I'm realizing what it looks like as, you know, we're looking to make big things happen in the world. And it is amazing what forces and challenges can occur. And things are going beautifully and wonderfully in so many incredible ways. But then there's also challenges that come in and that can hurt a lot. And so that was so incredibly, I don't think there's a thing anybody could possibly have said that would have been more perfectly timed than what you just said, talking about blind children screaming yes and seeing the limitless possibilities. So Daniel, thank you, brother. Like, that's what this is about. And you gave to me massively. I could not appreciate it more. I am confident you gave massively to everybody else. And most importantly, you gave massively to those children and taking it forward every day and living in that space. Because as we all know, and I know you know this, Daniel, the biggest naysayers they're going to face are themselves, right? Those are the biggest naysayers they're going to face. They're going to face the external, but most importantly, they're going to face the internal. So keep up the incredible work, brother. And thanks so much on this Fun Friday. One more question, Daniel. What do you do for fun? Like, what's fun for you in your heart? How do you enjoy yourself? What do you do for fun?
No school kids are off that itty bitty shitty committee. That's what I told them.
Yeah, that's it.
Anyway,
So what do you do?
Lot,
what do you do for
you've
fun?
already done a lot for me.
Yeah, but what do you do for fun?
What do I do
like,
for
what's
fun?
Fun for you? Yeah, like what's fun
creative.
for you?
I am, you know, I'm that guy who dreams of the Touchpad Pro, like giving out the Touchpad Pro to every single one of my students for free, to talking to them about it by making it better. You know, how can they make it better? And creating other things. I mean, and one of the funnest things is being with those students. I will never stop. I don't care what happens, you know, things blow up, maybe I'll be a millionaire. I will never stop being with those kids, never.
Can I ask a quick question? I don't know. I've never been to one of these, so I don't know if that's even allowed here. But
yeah, of course you can. Sure. Yep.
Daniel, how many students do you have?
I teach 90 students a week, all kindergarten through 12th grade. But in total, I can't see all the kids every week. So we have a couple hundred blind and visually impaired kids. And this is the New York Institute for Special Ed in the Bronx. And, you know, Dave came out to see us, Ben came out to see us. And now I have the blind poet wants to has touched the heart of someone there. It's just incredible how when you try to do something like this and you do something from the heart and it comes from there and not from greed and not from wanting to make more money and more money and more money, you know, you'll see like magical things happen. You'll see miracles happen.
Yeah. Daniel, you know, we can talk offline about this, and we're going to move forward for now. If in any way, number one, I want to talk about touchpads. Number two, I want to talk about if it will be appropriate and will be supportive and in service of what's happening there, which I would have to think it would be. I'd be very honored to come out and see the kids, to do something with them, you know, if that would work for you.
Sean, I would just love that. I would love that. I would love, they like need this message, like more than anybody else. They need this message to be told that they could be anything that they want to be, you know, and that dreams should not be limits. There shouldn't be limits.
Yep, an ecosystem merger equals symbiotic dynamics and relationships between people. And the level at which you gave to me today, I cannot overstate. So these huddles are for you individually. These huddles are for all of us collectively to grow our business and our world. And very rarely are these huddles for my self-mastery. Like, is that what I'm getting here? But for today, I'm in shock and on my knees in gratitude for what exactly like I needed, I got. And that's what this is about. So this is absolutely unbelievable. It's each of us coming here, listening through the prism of where we are in that day, and also thinking globally, you know, overall. But it's remarkable, and I have tears in my eyes of gratitude. Thank you, Daniel, and thank you guys. So as we move forward into our Fun Friday, you know, somebody else, what's up? Like, what's fun for you? Just like fun.
Hey, Sean.
Like, yeah, what's up, Jay?
What's going on? Listen, I'm about to walk into a sales meeting, and I wanted to say this real quick on Fun Friday. So this my friend Keith Day, who has been my best friend, one of my best friends since high school, is on the call for the first time today. So Fun Friday, when I think about it, when I think about all the people that are on the call that are in my ecosystem, and to be honest with you, now everybody on the call is in my ecosystem, but the ones that I actually brought into this ecosystem, when I think about fun and I think about Keith, it's a different type of fun than when I think about fun with my team at work and with my wife. So fun for me comes in a lot of different shapes, sizes, and forms. But when you told me to kind of bring it back and think from your heart, you know, fun, I agree with Fernando. Fun to me is creating incredible memories that I can pull from to bring that smile, bring that fun back at any moment that I can draw from. So I just wanted to kind of throw that out there.
So like, what's one for you? Like, what's one fun memory? Yeah, like that you have.
Wow. Okay. So one fun memory that I have. Well, I think back to.
Keep it PG, Jay.
I'm gonna go with a family fun one then. Not Keith. Keith fun might be different. But
I think we need some Keith fun and some family fun, but that's up to you.
Okay. All right. With Keith fun. All right. Well, here's some Keith fun.
Yes.
Whenever I tell a story about Keith Day, I may not look like this anymore, but when we went out together, we looked like the number 10. He was tall and skinny. I was short and round, and that story brings a smile to my face every time I say it. But as for family fun, so we go out as the number 10. We're a 10, baby. Come see Keith and Jay. We're a 10.
And that's something that you would actually say to people.
Oh God, you don't want to know the things we'd say to people, Sean.
I think we do. So that you would say we're 10. Like what would the reaction be when you'd say you're a 10?
Oh my God, Keith would immediately get a date.
Unbelievable.
and then I'd have to help set him up again.
Amazing.
So
amazing.
It was amazing.
That is a great friend. Amazing. So, and family-wise,
it's LBI. It's vacation. It's the beach. It's the sun. It's the feeling that you get when you're, kind of have nothing else to worry about in the world except, what your kids are doing and your wife and your family. I smell the suntan lotion. I'm not a huge fan of the sand in the beach, but the feeling that the beach brings us when we go there. Actually, my wife said yesterday, we might not be going to the beach for 2 weeks. And like every time I hear we're going to the beach for 2 weeks, I go, oh my God, 2 weeks. How am I going to not work for 2 weeks? And then the minute she said we're not going for 2 weeks, I was like, oh my God, we're not going for 2 weeks, but it's going to end so quickly. So to me, it's being around the family that you love and really cherishing those moments is fun to me.
Yeah, Jay, and everybody hear Jay move from a little bit ahead and fun, which is awesome, into deep in his heart. As soon as you start talking about, there's a literal shift. So for this Fun Friday, one distinction, and we'll give one more, is slipping into your heart, right, and making sure that you're deeply present and realizing that magic is fun and fun is magic. And so for you, each of you, as we accelerate, what is it that we want to do? What do you want to create? in terms of fun in your life? What's magic for you? So what do you have now that you're grateful for that's fun? What makes you smile? What makes you laugh? What are you committed to as you move forward in your life? What are you committed to creating and maintaining, like in your life? What are you maintaining? What's here that's fun? That's like what life's about for you, and magical. That's funny. That makes you laugh. Like what's heartfelt fun? That's powerful and magical, beautiful, resonant, graceful, elegant, wild, adventurous. Like what's that for you? And as you move forward, what's the fun you haven't had yet? What's the magical moment, the place that you want to go to, who you want to go with, how you want to be when you're there? What are you seeing? What are you envisioning? What equals like magic for you into your future? And that's what Fun Friday is all about. So with that said, any final questions about anything? We'll take one question if we have one about anything. Formula, post. Yeah.
Hey, Sean, it's Paul. What's going on, brother?
Hey, Paul.
How you doing?
Paul's been my friend since I'm 6 years old. And he's incredibly successful. Paul and I moved out of town, Richfield Park, New Jersey, at the age of 11, and didn't see Paul because no cell phones in those days. And we're young guys, and we didn't see each other until we're 23, and we're 23 years old. We were sitting next to each other on our first day of law school, and Paul recognized me and was like, "Do you remember me?" I was like, "Oh my God!" And so we've been connected in and out ever since. Very successful tax attorney, does incredible things, brilliant person in the space of mergers and ecosystems and big things Paul is doing and more things coming up. So Paul, what's up on this Fun Friday?
Thanks. Appreciate that, brother. Hey, quick question. And, you talk about the distinction of going from your head to your heart. Totally makes sense. And you could really, hear that in Fernando's voice and Jay's as well. Are there any instances where you would recommend being more in your head than more in your heart?
Yeah. So I would say, Paul and everybody, strategic, planning, like even strategically planning for fun, right? Like, so if I'm going to have fun and go to Grand Cayman, I outline a plan. And I think through and ask myself the question, like, what would matter most to people? How would they have a great experience? What would I like to do? So like a little bit more in the head, but then I check that plan in like heart. It's like, okay, does this balance time-wise? Is it too overwhelming, right? Like, how does it feel? So I'll start mapping and process mastery. We'll start the process mastery map in the head and then move into like a heart check feel. And then as often as I can, I'm trying to be in my body, in my heart, executing, resonating, like conditioning my nervous system to execute my self-mastery much more in heart than head. Like, Paul, you see me coach like kids in baseball, right? And do I look like I'm more in my head typically or my heart typically?
It's probably a combination of both.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. So describe it, just for real. So like, watching me coach baseball, let's say, like, how would you say, when am I in my head? When am I in my heart?
I think it starts in your head, right? And from that perspective, just knowing the game, knowing the situations, and knowing what needs to be done in your head.
Right.
And then it's moving into your heart to communicate that and get that message across to the kids.
Boom. Absolutely. So process mastery head, but process mastery double check is heart, right? Like, how does that resonate in your heart? So let's say we're going to bomb the other team with emotional energy to create some disruption. So it's like, that's a thought first, and it's the heart check. Like, is it right? Like, how does it feel? Like, how is that going to resonate? Right. So that's the heart check. And then the execution, yes, influence mastery, self-mastery is in heart. Make sense?
Yeah, definitely. Awesome stuff.
All right. Thanks, brother. Hey,
Wow.
So Jarrett, any final at this point?
What a way to end the week. Like, this time together a week ago, and with that wonderful story from Daniel, that was just fun and emotional and all of that. So
Hey, by the way, let me ask you this. Jared. Do you think you're more in your head or your heart typically?
I'm in my head, in my heart almost all the time, actually. Yeah.
Really? Okay, cool.
Which everybody
So
probably does not know from my Zeus on stage, but no, I'm in my heart. Like, actually,
Yeah.
I'll take that back.
Well,
I go back and forth, but in my heart, I would say like 80% of the time.
amazing. And like in your heart on Fun Friday, like what's fun for Jared?
The feeling I had last night when it was late and I came home from a long day at the new co-creation center, and my daughter was sprinting down the stairs and she unlocked the front door on her own, which she's not supposed to do.
and jumped in my arms, that feeling is what I consider to be fun.
Yeah, and that resonates massively. Like I felt that. So thank you. So what's up, brother?
Thank you for that access. So what's up? I'm excited. We have I talk about this a lot. I feel like I'm creating like a little promo for everybody. So that's not the intent. But before this call, we have our team huddle, and we called today the Friday of Focus. So we have one focus, which is to speak with as many people as possible, to introduce mastery for them, because that's their access point to have it all. And I mean that with the deepest level of certainty. But what is your Friday focus of the day? What's that one thing you're going to go all in on, your fanatical focus for Friday, whatever that means to you, and ensure that it gets done. Because when you have one singular focus, you can get the outcome you're looking for. Our singular focus was to fill the immersion last week, and we did it. And I just want to challenge you with love to have fun, but have a fanatical focus today. And once you know what that focus is, post it in our movement, share the outcome as a result of going all in, and I'm sure it's going to be absolutely magical for you.
Thanks, Jared. And listen, everybody, one more time. Fun energy resonates, a balance between fun, aspirational goddess Zeus. So how are you going to make 4 people laugh today? Make 4 people laugh today and yourself, not being in your head, but being in your heart. And there's a massive difference between head laughter, sarcasm, cynicism, negativity, and positive vibrational fun energy, like in your Willy Wonka heart. Like, well, what's it for you? Like, what's that fun modeling energy you're going to be in your heart? 4 people today laughing. Let's even post some videos out there of you being in your fun energy, making fun stuff happen and laughing, and see how that feels, and watch the acceleration you give yourself and others. Love you guys. It's Fun Friday. Have a beautiful day, an amazing and resonant weekend. So have a massive impact on the lives of others, and watch it shift the trajectory of everything you're up to. Thanks.
Have a rockin' Friday, everyone.
Woo!
Thank you,
If
everyone.
you're in Long Island, anyone Strong Island, please PM me and Jen Dalton. Thanks.
Boom. Great Friday, great weekend, everyone.
Thanks. That was just incredible. Have a good day, everyone. Good weekend.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Hey, Kelly. Hey, Erica.
Much love, everybody.
Hi.
Whoa, there we go. We're having a live Zoom-ish post call.
Until they shut us down, yeah.
Hello.
Hi, Elizabeth.
Hello. What is your name?
I'm Kelly.
Kelly.
Hannah.
Kelly Hannah. Nice to meet you.
And you're wearing a hat, so I'm guessing you're cold.
Yes, I'm in Vermont. There's snow out there if you can see that.
Okay, yes,
Awesome.
there's snow, yeah.
Awesome. Where in Florida?
Like the Palm Beach, Jupiter area.
Oh, wow. I was
Yeah.
just there.
Were you for Date with Destiny? Or
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I was there.
Awesome.
And this was your first time doing Date with Destiny?
Yes.
And?
Insane.
Yeah.
I don't even understand. Excuse me. Amazing. And I'm excited.
I've done 9 of them.
You have?
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome.
Find me on social media, Elizabeth.
HANNA, is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, HANNA. I'm in the
Awesome.
Unblinded movement group. I'm one of the founders, and then I'm also on socials. So anytime you want to follow up on the Date with Destiny stuff, I've been in that environment for 10 years, so I'd love to hear your takeaways.
Who's that gal that's speaking and saying that? That's Kelly?
Yes. Yes, that's Kelly Hannah.
Oh, hi. You've been doing
Hi.
Hi. I don't know if you can see me. I'm not sure.
I can see you petting your kitty cat.
Oh, awesome. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
I can't see me. That's awesome. And I had a hoodie on too. So you were at Date with Destiny?
Yes, that was my 9th one.
I might look familiar, but I didn't have a cat.
Well, there were 5,000 people. So did you say hi to me or interact with me?
I did. I might not have. I'm not sure because there were so many, but I was the one that shared twice. My name is Erica. I'm the realtor.
What did you do twice?
I actually spoke to Scott twice.
Okay.
I'm the realtor, and I don't know who else is on this call, but I guess whoever's on this call might have been there or might not have been.
Hi, Erica.
And I was the gal that got up and the first day asked my primary question of what the fuck is wrong with me? Why does this shit keep happening? And then Scott interacted with me, and I told him that I had to talk to him because he had the same name as my ex-fiance who stole my identity. And then I recognized how much that question, that primary question, is really running the show, like of actually asking over and over why. And I still see it, like, you know, that question from time to time. And there was like a lot of stacking of like supporting evidence between like, you know, that a car being stolen, my dad had cancer, I had cancer, IRS looking for money. And it's just interesting that and then I shared the next day, which I was told never happens, that normally when you get called, you don't get called again, but he called on me by accident because I was in the back of the room. That's why we didn't talk, but I was on the screen twice because the next day I raised my hand again to ask, how do I make sure that I get my primary question right? And how do I know to make it work? And it's so interesting because I can see just by like being more in my heart versus my head, it's allowing me to to be more connected to my clients who are real estate, you know, I'm real estate related, to family, to friends, and asking new questions like, what is the guidance? And like today I was taking notes. I didn't know I was able to be seen. I thought I shut my face off while I was taking notes and had my cat in my lap. Excellent.
Yeah.
But you know, how can I have even more fun right now? Could be a primary question. Or like, you know, even how can I celebrate, appreciate, and acknowledge all the guidance and magic the universe has to offer me right now? And thinking about the fact that Sean, who in my eyes, even though I don't have perfect vision, that's why I have glasses, in my eyes seems to have it like all together, right? And then to hear that it's been a rough week for him, and knowing that that is such a gift because we're all dealing with these challenges and upsets and difficulties. And specifically in my business, I'm dealing with it because I'm a realtor, and that this call is a gift for me because I get to serve my clients and see all the challenges and obstacles we deal with as opportunities.
Right.
Yeah. So, but I'm actually looking for people to create daily. I wanted to generate my board on a daily basis, like share the board, because I think what I made was helpful, but I know I'm not always, you know, sharing the board, if that makes sense. Like I'm not always the poster.
Right. And you know, there's some people that have made that a digital format. So there's a couple of people out there that have shared the ability to do a digital board and share it that way. And it's pretty cool.
No, I just meant like speaking and communication on a daily basis.
Right. But you know, your board's going to change all the time.
Really?
You know? Yeah. You're going to look at it next year going, wow, you know, all your towards and away from values. It changes constantly. And that just shows, you know, how much growth is taking place. And it's really beautiful. I still have my board from like 10 years ago when I first attended Date with Destiny. And I'm just shake my head going, wow, you know.
Wow, and, really?
Yeah, it's pretty beautiful. And how much change has transpired in my life. And how now tying that all in with Sean's formula and knowing Sean for a couple of years now, it's been magical because it's not about, okay, let me use the formula. The formula becomes who you are. It really does. It integrates into who you are. And it's so beautiful to see it just unfold without you having to run it through your head.
Gotcha. Well, you know, I think I actually heard about these calls, and I thought it was only for the, sorry, I just need to get tea. I have a headache. I heard about these calls through someone else, and I thought it was only for, they just said, oh, come join. And I was like, okay. And then I thought it was only for the event, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, they're still having calls. What's happening? And I'm so thankful that they exist, because there's a lot that I'm.
There's going to be more events. So just know there's going to be more events for you to come. Where do you live?
New York.
Okay. So there will absolutely be more events like in the New Jersey area. And we have like training programs and things like that for when you're ready to do that. And it's just stay on the huddles, stay on the Unblinded Movement Facebook page, and look back at the huddles that we recorded and the training sessions that we recorded. Like Fernando and I have done some training sessions, and Sean has done a bunch. Darcy has helped with a lot of it. Darcy's the one that came up with the smaller QVC for the 10 indispensable elements. And there's a lot you can learn. And then when you're ready to immerse, we do have the training program and the mastery program. Actually, it's starting in a couple of weeks. So, you know, if you're aware of that and you want to talk further, that would be great. Other than that, then just stay dialed in and make friends here. Like, make friends. There's so many really amazing people.
That's, you know, that's what I'm really noticing, is that I've done a lot of transformational work on myself. And I guess except I was knowing it conceptually type of thing. I wasn't in my heart. And that's why, and again, we didn't meet, but I had mentioned to Scott that I had so much stacking, and then his response on that Monday was, I was the girl in the yellow bandana. And I wanted to hide who I was after I spoke, because I'm so worried about all these people knowing I'm a realtor, and like, what if they don't want to hire me? You know, it's so silly, because
no, they'll connect more with your vulnerability than they will any other way.
Yeah. And that's the more I'm noticing that is actually happening. But I just want to make sure that I'm being responsible around which training and supports to take, and then how to immerse myself in some sort of accountability that's going to propel my business. Because for me, I'm not motivated by money. I'm motivated by knowing that one day there'll be less people dealing with depression and less people dealing with, you know, anxiety and domestic violence, all things that I had to deal with. And like, you know, having someone financially, emotionally, and physically like take things from me that were mine. And yet I'm still here, and I could actually, I'm motivated by knowing that if I'm in my heart and in my power, that I could help others who might not be dealing with that, but they might be dealing with cancer. They might be dealing with divorce. So that's kind of what I want to make sure that I'm doing, is not taking on, I want to train, except I want to know how do I go from taking the Date with Destiny to distinctions and then applying them and being masterful in them.
Well, it's going to come to the space where you won't have to think about it anymore. I promise you that. Okay. It'll just be there. It'll be who you are, and integrating is perfect. And the best way to integrate it is to start practicing it immediately with every single person you interact with, and watch the miracles unfold. Everything from, you know, it was my birthday yesterday. My truck broke down, and, you know, a young gentleman helped me, and bam, we're in a conversation. I'm in the formula, and he's telling me like so many things about his world and his life. And now he's coming into the Unblinded movement, you know, and it was a conversation. It was just me really listening to what he was saying. And I felt I definitely had felt some indications of some deeper things, and I gave him a safe space to explore that. And that's all it took. Just give somebody the safe space. And all of those things, you know, I was definitely a victim of domestic violence, and a lot. I was married to somebody in full-blown addiction for 10.5 years, and it was very abusive. And from that, all the gifts that came out of that, he overdosed and died 15 years ago. in front of my children. So, you know, it's all of those things. And I know you weren't at the event, but my very good friend Darcy said, you know, we need to talk about the things that people aren't talking about because they don't believe anybody will understand. And the truth is, we all have something, and we all come from that same space of, am I not enough? Why me? You know, and then understanding and switching that inner dialogue. And if we all love and support each other in that space, it allows people the safety and the comfort to be their authentic self. They're so terrified to be their authentic self because they think they're going to be judged or criticized or not valued, right? You know?
Right. I was like, oh my gosh, when I'm thinking about this now, I'm like, I wonder if I like have, I was like, wow, you guys could all see me as I sat there. I thought my screen was hidden the whole time. And you're like, I saw the cat. I'm like, the whole 30 minutes? Oh my gosh, I'm like, I might die.
No, but that's beautiful. And that's why I go on video all the time instead of, you know, unless I'm in my car or whatever, because I like people to see me and who I am. And yeah, you know, my dog might jump up on my lap or whatever. And I just, you know, be yourself, be human, and love who love who you are. Be able to look in the mirror and go, I fucking love you. That's really hard for people. You know, and just know that you're in a safe space here and you're in good hands, and make friends and be authentic. We all want to see who you are. And then as you know, join more of the calls, let's talk about your own heroic, unique identity. And that's a big part of all of this, is understanding and claiming your own unique, heroic identity. And what are your heroic traits that you bring the world? Your heroic trait that I have seen so far is that you have the beauty and grace and skill to recognize someone who could possibly be living with some hidden pain, right? Somebody that's living with anxiety, because you've been there, you see it and you know it. And getting that person to believe they have a safe space to come out of their shell and be their authentic self, and then find that, you know, that you find tremendous value in that person. Right? And that's how you start a revolution of people joining together at heart level and within love and unconditional love on top of that.
And I think what's making me want to cry, crying right now, I logged into this, and I know they're not on this anymore, but I logged in because I saw this shared on someone else's social media. And I said, oh, wow, I didn't even realize we're still doing this, so I did it. And I'm like mortified because that person knows me and knows what I went through, and probably saw me looking weak and just not looking my greatest and having a hoodie on and just sitting with my cat. And I just said, okay, I woke up early. I did a whole bunch of stuff for my business and my home. I'm just going to listen and get like fed into. And I was texting even people who are sharing to just say hello and acknowledge them for their shares, even though I didn't know them. I wrote to them through Facebook.
Right. But let me strategically interject. You are at your most beautiful self when you volunteer to be vulnerable. That is one of the greatest gifts you can give the world. Please know that. You have safe space here. You can call me anytime, contact me anytime. You have safe space to explore all of those feelings that are coming up, and know that it's all part of becoming your best, biggest, most unbelievably beautiful self. And that everything that you are and everything that you're going through and everything that you're feeling is all just a part of that discovery. You have everything within you, and it's the universe's way of getting all the toxins out, the mental toxins, the emotional toxins, right? You know, let the tears flow. I didn't cry for like a while after my husband died. I didn't cry, you know, but it was my 7-year-old daughter that got me to realize, like, I need, you know, I wanted to be strong for my kids. I wanted to be okay, right? I needed, you know, my daughters didn't understand why I didn't cry, and they were having difficulty understanding that. I had to be vulnerable. I had to let them know, like, I was hurting too, right? Yeah. So let it out, girlfriend. The more you let out, the more you can allow a space to grow, right? The more you let it out, the more you empty all of that pain, empty it out, let it go, because that makes room for more love and more growth and more beautiful things to blossom and bloom, right?
I love people so much, and I love helping people. I signed up for 6 weeks of, not 6 weeks, and thank you. I signed up for business mastery, and I get 6 coaching calls, and my coach wanted me. I actually have a tag name for myself. It's called Grateful Realtor, and I became grateful when I realized, or I how much gratitude there could be when I didn't have 17 creditors looking for money. I didn't have someone cursing at me and yelling at me and telling me I was crazy and making me feel unsafe. And I was like, these little things I can be grateful for, and I don't have people telling me that someone crashed a car in my name. And I was grateful for all of that. And then I found bigger things and bigger things to be grateful for, except I think that I have to find a consistent practice of actually taking moments to be grateful and recognize that that's going to have the shift. And when even my coach said to me when I spoke to him, because you get these 6 sessions for free, I didn't even want to use them because I felt like I need to strategically, place my coaching sessions. I owe the IRS.
Can I just jump in and say that I'm literally doing the exact same thing? I haven't used any of my coaching sessions because I feel like I have to strategically place them. So I'm with you.
Oh my goodness,
right now.
am I seeing a lot of orange come out here? Systems and process, right? Systems and process. Yeah.
And I wanted to strategically place them into this perfect, box of when I should use them, because I still owe money to the IRS based on what my ex did, and I wanted to make sure I'd be okay,
Yeah.
and have the coaching session at the perfect time and be perfect for my clients. And the other day we're on a call because I'm like, I'm ready again, and he goes, okay, we're here. And he said to me, sorry, my alarm's going off. He said, Erica, can you tell me anything you're proud of right now? And I was like, and I paused, and he's like, anything. It could be that you got up. Anything you're grateful for. Anything. And it was like I was listing some things that I did. I sold this house. I did this. I helped this. And all of a sudden I'm like, I was on the phone with someone this morning, and she did not know how to handle these objections, and I helped her handle objections, and she feels so much more powerful around her business, and she thanked me for my coaching and for being her coach. I'm not a coach. And then I was like, and then this afternoon I had a buyer tell me she was so thankful for me for being her best friend in the entire world and helping her through one of the most challenging times on earth as she buys a home, because she's ready to kill her husband because he really is just so challenging to work with, and for keeping their marriage together. And I'm not a marriage therapist or anything of the sort, or her bestie, but apparently I'm her bestie. And I was like, and then I'm thankful. He goes, okay, so you need to go help people. That's what you do all fucking day. He's like, forget about making money. I know you owe money to this one, and this one, and this one. Just like you are like, oh, and I'm grateful for yesterday somebody told me I shared a book with them and they read 3 paragraphs and that it changed their life. And he's like, just help. And I'm like, I know. And he's like, don't focus on money. And it's when you have creditors, and you have this house where you were once abused in, and you have some clients who not clients. I think it's even real estate agents, maybe clients. I think my clients really love me. Some of them told me to go to Date with Destiny because they were like, I think you need to go. I'm like, okay. So, but I want to get more of them. And I see that actually one of the people, Emmanuel, hi.
Hi, I'm sitting quietly.
I wrote to him after he shared, and then I was like, oh my gosh, Emmanuel's able to see me. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, my real estate people from other locations and throughout the US and Canada are on this call. They just saw me. When you told me you could see my hat and my cat, I'm like, oh my gosh, I think I have makeup running down my face. Oh my God, I'm going to drop it. Because I know that there's people who are on this huddle that are taking screenshots and putting it on their social. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah. That's totally not integrity there. But
no. And
yeah,
that's how I knew that this was existing. So I'm glad that you mentioned that, because that's how I knew this was existing, that that was on their social media for a few days. And I'm like, what's this call? What's this about? And then all of a sudden I realized, oh, it's around the same time, 8:30. I was on one of those calls before the movement. I was like, I guess this is the call. And then all of a sudden I realized that's the call. Like that's what they're on. And I'm not going to say the person's name because I don't feel safe, quite honestly. So I'm just not going to do it. But, you know, I just said, oh my, I started to panic when I realized people could see me. And I guess, you know, if people see who you really are and what you're really dealing with, I mean, you might even be able to see I have an allergic reaction on my face and swollen lips, and it's been like that for 3 months. And I have no idea what it is. And yeah, we've been to 3 doctors, and my clients now go, you're just adorable with puffy lips and a little extra blush. And I'm like, I might die.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah. But yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. When are these calls? Sorry, I'm new here, so still trying to figure all this stuff out.
These calls are Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 9.
Every single
Eastern
day?
time.
Yeah,
Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
From 8:30 to 9 a.m.?
Yeah.
Eastern time?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
I don't understand how this is the first one I've been on.
Sometimes they start
Yeah,
a
they've
little
been going
earlier
on for a
too.
while. Yeah. You can go to the Unblinded Movement page on Facebook, and they have all the recordings from day one. All of them have been recorded. It takes them a little while to get the new ones up, but there's so many to listen to. And then we're getting ready to start our mastery program. That starts, I think, February 3rd, and that'll be pretty cool. That'll be a really big intensive.
Is that
But that one
remote?
Yeah, that can be anywhere, and it includes a lot of really cool things, including tickets to 2 more live events. But that one's like, it's $49.97. It's like $5,000. So if that's not workable right now, they break it down in payments. And if it's still not workable, you know, we still have our huddles, and we still have the Facebook group that you can talk freely in.
Okay. Cool. Well, I have to jump off, guys, but thank you so much.
Thanks, Kelly.
Yeah, jump off and contact me if you have any questions.
Awesome.
Yeah,
thank you, Kelly.
All right.
And everyone.
Wait, and Kelly, I think Emmanuel had something to say, and then I just want to say one more.
Yes, Emmanuel. I'm not trying to dominate the estrogen here.
No, it's totally fine. I just wanted to quickly say, yeah, normally I just have my picture on here, but I heard what you were saying about, like, you know, we shouldn't be afraid to show our faces. And I was like, you know what, screw it. Like, I'm going to show my face. Like, I don't care what I look like in the morning.
Yeah.
And to Erica, you know, even though you don't think you're a coach or a guidance person or whatever, that, you know, Erica messaged me earlier, and just to say that, you know, she acknowledged what I said about cold calling last night and how I applied something we talked about yesterday in the formula. And, you know, just something like that from a complete stranger can make an enormous difference in someone's day. You know, even something as simple as just smiling at someone when you're walking down the street. So, you know, definitely keep doing that. Keep being confident, just messaging people and giving your advice to people.
Yeah.
Thanks.
It's valuable. It's valuable, and it matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, and each of us matters. And I wanted to know, Emmanuel, definitely message me your number if you want, because I do video calls with chatting and prospecting, and you had a question for me, and I'm happy to connect with you.
Yes, awesome.
It actually, one of the things I do to help me and help others is that the place I live in currently right now is not 100% in integrity with like being clean and beautifully decorated, because I was not proud of, this was the unsafe space where I was. And so I promised myself by Valentine's Day, it would be a place I'm happy and thrilled and blessed to come home to. So I'm literally taking, sometimes it's 2 to 3 hours to just scrub and clean and declutter and get rid of and just bring back the joy in my home. And I'm having a party on February 8th.
Oh, awesome.
To celebrate. Yeah. And so absolutely, when I'm talking to people, sometimes I'm putting away my laundry, scrubbing my floors, doing my errands that I wouldn't normally do, because when you're in an unhealthy space, you sometimes forget to do the self-care for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or when you're a realtor, you forget to do self-care.
Just because you're so busy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's agree to.
We'll definitely
and then, let's agree to meet up outside of here, because this is still the huddle call. They're still recording it, so I want to give you guys safe space outside of this call. And I think what you just shared is incredibly valuable. And I know that if Sean sees it, he would be thrilled to know that we're connecting, and that, this is affecting us as we live every moment of every day.
Yeah, I forgot that we're recording. That's absolutely beautiful. So hopefully all of my tears. And if that is, I want to also, if that it doesn't work for us to be recording and sending on social media that we're on this call, that if there's someone for you to connect with and just kind of make that as a prerequisite, that would be awesome, because we just don't know what people are sharing, and I want everyone, not just me, to feel safe.
Right.
They're new. Their natural new self.
Excuse me, could I jump in and say something here?
Yes.
Okay, this is Varon, and I just want to say something to Erica, because I watched her video, the entire video. Was it yesterday, Sunday, whatever day that was? My days are mixed up since the weekend. I'm just totally mixed up.
Okay.
Right, but I did watch her video, and just so thrilled to see her just open up, even though she was thinking that, okay, she wasn't looking her best, which I disagree with that, because I mean, it's just the whole beauty, the authenticity and everything that came out, just, for her to open up like that. I was really just thrilled to see that. And I could not even stop, the video to say, well, okay, this is kind of lengthy. I just had to be glued to the video to just watch everything in its entirety, and just to see all the wins and everything, despite how she felt at the time and everything. So I just want to encourage her. You have been encouraging. I actually sent you a message, after I watched it.
Oh, I might have missed, because it might have ended up in my, can you friend request me if you don't mind?
I will. I definitely will. But I sent you a message, and I just had to, because, I'm really happy that you are a part of this, and that I'm a part of this also. So grateful and everything. But I just want to encourage you. Just keep going. Just keep being confident, regardless of what you might think you're going through, or how you might think you appear or anything. It doesn't matter, because I mean, it's you. It's from the inside, and that's what is most important.
Oh my gosh, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm like, oh my gosh, everybody can see I'm putting food away now too. But I'm like, I said I would do this, and I got to do it. And I love you. And I know that each of you who's contributing here, when I say that, when I write my book, my story, for which, and then the movement, like from trauma to triumph, we all go through stuff. Divorce, downsizing, job layoff, deals falling apart, a financial heartache, abuse, health, illness. And my word for 2020 is triumph. And triumph definitely involves being authentic and being real, and knowing that we're all going to deal with stuff, and it's whether or not we want to play the role of the victim or victorious. And I actually wrote this morning on another private Facebook group that I'm so thankful for this group and for all of the resources I have in my life. I've dealt with a couple of more challenges this week, and what I'm recognizing is that the resources are there. I just have to choose. In order for me to be triumphant, which is, my 2020 word, I have to be resourcel, and keep using them, and keep counting on people, and not just say I don't know what. Oh goodness. I think someone sent me "Fight Girl." I haven't listened to all the words, but I'm thinking maybe that I know the song, but I haven't resonated to hear if that's it. But it might be "Fight Girl."
Rise Up is pretty cool too. Okay. And if triumph was a color, what color would it be?
Probably yellow for me. Happy.
Probably, or is it?
I'm like, I don't know. What would it be? It's between yellow and red.
That's okay.
Can I have two?
You can.
Okay, yellow and red, because yellow is the happy and red is the love. Yeah.
And how does triumph look?
How does the triumph look?
Yes. Show me what triumph looks. Yes.
Oh, my coach had to do this, actually. I did this yesterday. And if you go to my Facebook page, my photographer took pictures of me being in triumph yesterday. I was like, what are you doing?
Okay, cool. I'm so going to go look.
I was going to die. I was so nervous. I didn't want to be in professional or photography, and he asked me to be funny, and then I did, and the next 2 pictures came out normal.
There you go. Okay, cool. So let's agree to like stay in touch here and
Totally.
Sounds good.
Let Sean's staff end the Zoom call.
Sounds good. I'm not even sure what's happening, but apparently we're recording some awesomeness. So go be amazing. Thank you for
Have a great weekend, guys.
Have a
Bye,
fun
guys. Have a blessed weekend.
All right.
Thank you.
Hey, guys.
Much love. All right.
Bye.